What is up, my friends? You are very welcome back. And straight away, I see a lot of people asking about top of the league. No problem telling you guys what the situation is there. We just need more bodies, pretty much, for top of the league. So we're hoping over the summer we can bring in a couple of content creators that can help us share the workload, really, on top of the league. My focus has got to be on Anfield Agenda right now because the channel's flying. Loads to get through over the next few months with regard to the new manager and stuff and all that. So if anyone's just asking about top of the league, the situation is we just don't have enough bodies to cover it. And that's where we're at, honestly. So what we thought we'd do this week, considering Arsenal and Arsenal and Manchester City are playing either side of us, we thought we'd do watch-alongs. And look, there'll be loose watch-alongs. We'll be talking about the managerial situation. We'll be talking about all other things as well. But it just made sense to throw the watch-along on and have a chat. So that's where we're at. So we'll go through the team news in a moment as well. But look, hello to all of you. And if you've any suggestions or anything for people that we could approach for top of the league, we would really appreciate them. We just need to get one or two more content creators. That's it, really. Craig, no Cole Palmer could be really bad. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, it's not great, but look, it is what it is. Let's hope Chelsea can pull out one of those good performances, but let's wait and see what happens. Obviously, this is going to be a big week. We play tomorrow night against Everton, Arsenal, Chelsea tonight, and then City travel to the Amex to take on Brighton on Thursday. Probably the only time we'll support Chelsea. Yeah, I can't even bring myself to say those words, mate, you know. I'm just focusing on seeing what the result is, really. I'm going to be spending most of the time chatting away with people about our own situation. We'll keep an eye on the game and stuff. Just think of this as an extra long stream, basically. And we will go through the team news in a moment. But since we last spoke, there's been a lot of chatter and a lot of increase in the conversations around Arne Slot. Chris Bascom said Arne Slot is the clear front runner to replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, and Liverpool's interest will intensify. On top of that, Chris Bascom said Feyenoord are prepared to fight to keep their coach. Liverpool will need to engage formal talks with the club and his agent, Rafaela Pimenta, who's Slot's agent, who, if my memory is correct, was also the agent of a couple of players that we'd looked at over the last summer or so. Didn't she take over from, what's his name? The other agent that passed away. Can't think of his name. So we'll have to conclude conversations there. But it does look like the recruitment process, which significantly has advanced in recent days, said Chris Bascom. And Slot is understood to be enthusiastic about the prospect of building on Klopp's legacy. I can't believe Jota is injured again, said Pooh. He looks a lot like Michael van Gerwen. He looks like me. Come on. He looks like me if you ordered Arne Slot on Wish. Battle of the Baldies, Craig, Pep, Arne, Ten Hag. Well, Ten Hag could be gone, nonetheless, to be honest with you. But look, Bald is better. The more Baldies Liverpool can bring in, the better. You know, I'm fully behind the Bald revolution. Another one here from Chris Bascom said, Liverpool have identified Arne Slot as the man to replace Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool will intensify their interest over the coming days. So it looks like, and I watched an interview with Melissa Reddy on Sky as well, it certainly does look like something has changed in the tone of Liverpool. Melissa Reddy said when they were speaking to Liverpool representatives previously about Ruben Amorim, they said he is a candidate, but they never said to Melissa anyway that he was the outstanding candidate. But today that angle seems to have changed a little bit. Even Melissa Reddy's tone on the piece on Sky was certainly more encouraging around the Arne Slot situation. She also posted a very good post with why Liverpool could potentially be looking at Arne Slot. A consistent trend of successfully implementing aggressive, dominant football and player development. Outperforming a budget at AZ Alkmaar. COVID curtailed the title push, Melissa said. Approach and preferred formation suit Liverpool's squad. No stylistic upheaval. Europa Conference League final performance versus Roma. League progression leading to the title, only their second one this century. Regular cup runs and works well within a structure. Energised the club and fan base. So these are all some of the reasons that Liverpool are apparently looking at Arne Slot. Sergio said, I know nothing about Slot, so I don't trust them. Well, the question is really, do we trust those undertaking the process, mate? And I think we do. So with that in mind, yes. I think, look, I'm kind of new to the Arne Slot stuff. I knew of him. I knew that he turned down the Spurs job. I knew that he'd been interviewed for the Leeds job, and I think was interviewed or looked at for the Chelsea job. And a big job was eventually going to come along that suited him, that he would take up. And it seems like Liverpool is going to be that job. But, again, we've seen lots of stuff over the last few days, so we just got to take it all with a pinch of salt until we get more concrete stuff. But it does look like, particularly those covering the Liverpool beat, your Chris Bascom's, your Paul Joyce, James Pearce, they all seemingly think that it's heading in the direction of Arne Slot. Craig, I don't know much about Slot. I've seen his team talks and he looks pretty good. Well, he implements two systems from what I've been able to find out. Preferred system, 4-2-3-1, also is able to utilise a 4-3-3 system. Teams are very solid defensively, counter press and attacking numbers. So I think we're going to get the exciting type of football we like. I like what Melissa Reddy has said as well about no real stylistic upheaval if we go with Arne Slot, which makes sense. Because I've seen loads of Liverpool links to players over the last few weeks. I've been thinking, if we're bringing in a manager that plays a 3-4-3, I don't understand the links to some of these players. But if we're playing with a 4-2-3-1 system, I can get it. I can see this Liverpool team with a 4-2-3-1. I can see Trent going into midfield in a 4-2-3-1. When does Richard Hughes come to Liverpool? At the end of the season. At the end of the season when he's finished his job at Bournemouth. Arne feels like a downslide from Xabi and Amorim. Well, it seems like he's the club's top target. Amorim is there. If Liverpool wanted to get Ruben Amorim, Liverpool could most likely get Ruben Amorim. So, I think we've probably just got more used to the idea of Amorim. And I still love the idea of Amorim as Liverpool coach. I think he's a great coach. But I trust that the club are doing their due diligence and are going to bring in the right guy. And you know, I'm really late to find out a lot about Arne Slot because I haven't paid much attention to the Eredivisie, but now I'm starting to focus on his strengths, the similarities in the style of play, and loads of the stuff that has been listed by fans and journalists. There was another guy, what does he go as? H, is it? He said, some Liverpool fans seem to have seen my piece on Arne Slot last year. Here's a small summary of what he offers. Based purely off my bulk viewing from last season. He said, common 4-2-3-1, deep build up, left back holds width, right back inverts to create a lopsided 2 or 3, a lot of movements from the DMs in and out of the back line to create central spaces, overloaded last line in attack, not just box to box presence but for counter pressing. Right-sided rotations to create crossing angles is very similar to Liverpool. Narrow wingers are common, especially when patterned with flying fullbacks, which they often are. Aggressive out-of-possession approach. Fullbacks and centre-backs fully committed to the press at AZ and Feyenoord. He went on to say number 10 joining up in the front line versus a back 4 build-up. This naturally drops into a 4-4-2 mid-block. Fullbacks to stay narrow, deeper for extra supported rest in games versus better opposition. So some great work has already been put out there by loads of people who have been keeping an eye on Arne Slot longer than we have. But I do understand that we're all still getting used to the potential idea because, you know, whether you were a believer in Xabi Alonso, which of course most of us were, in Ruben Amorim, which I absolutely have been, I'm fine with it. I said this earlier on. The three names that have been really doing the rounds today were De Zerbi, less so, Arne Slot and Ruben Amorim. And, you know, I'm fine with Arne Slot. I'm fine if Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes think he's the right one, then I'm fine. I'm ready to welcome him to the club and get behind him. And obviously do any fill-in work he needs, you know, any doubling he needs on film shoots or anything like that. What do I think of the Jota injury? I think it's really unfortunate, is what I think. You know, it would have been great to have him available for both the games this week, but, you know, it's nothing we can really do about it. It is what it is. I'm interested to see what team selection Jurgen goes with tomorrow now for the game against Everton, but I'm also buzzing for it. I feel like these last 24 hours has been a lot of emotions, right? Been up, down, excited, petrified. Now we can see a picture forming, and I like clarity. Clarity's good for me, so I'm happy. Looking forward to the game tomorrow night as well. So let's have a look at the two teams tonight then really quickly, because I feel like we've just glossed over this. So let's have a look at both the 11s before we get underway in about 15 minutes. We will start off with Arsenal. It's Raya in goal, then White, Saliba, Gabriel and Tomiyasu making up their back four. Odegaard, Partey and Rice is Arsenal's midfield, with Saka, Havertz and Trossard in the attacking roles. For Chelsea, it's Petrovic, Gilchrist, Disasi, excuse me. No, it's Disasi, yes. Badishile, Cucurella, Caicedo, Enzo, Madueke, Gallagher, Mudryk and Jackson. No Cole Palmer, not even on the bench today for Chelsea. He is Moby. Aaron Ramsdale, Gabriel Jesus, Emil Smith-Rowe, Gabriel Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah, Jacob Kiwior, Jorginho, Fabio Vieira and Oleksandr Zinchenko are the bench for Arsenal. For Chelsea, Thiago Silva, Raheem Sterling, Marcus Bettinelli, Trevor Chalobah, Carney Chukwuemeka, Cesar Casade, or Casaide, I don't know how you pronounce that. David Washington, Jimmy Turunen, I don't know who the hell he is, and Keanu Dyer. So there you go. There's the Chelsea bench. I don't know, at least 3 of them. How does everybody feel if Slot turns us down? Why do we go to negatives as a fan base, lads? I don't think he will turn us down. It looks like he's up for it. And not David Ornstein, Chris Bascom posted that he's excited to build on Klopp's legacy. There was also, was it Marcel Kran or somebody else today came out from the Dutch side and said that they'd be amazed if Amarim, or excuse me, if not Amarim, what's his name? Arne Slot isn't the next Liverpool manager. Sorry, I'm tripping myself up here. There's so many notes that I have to go through. Arne is your twin brother, so I trust them. I mean, it's absolutely top-notch thought processes there, mate. I trust him even more so as well. You know, if I lost a few pounds here, I could be a double for Arne Slot. I could fill in if the club need me to. My uncle personally knows Arne Slot. Sweet. Nice. Any information that you can give us? Van der Veen, Mr. Van der Veen, would be amazing. How am I today? I'm very good, thank you. Yes, I'm feeling quite positive about life today. Yeah, good, thank you, my friend. Thank you for asking. Why are our fans doom and gloom? Look, I get it. Look, I'm never going to judge anybody for being emotional around Liverpool Football Club, be it positive, negative, or in the middle. You know, football provokes that emotion in us, and I can understand how some people feel the whole, you know, era post-Klopp is going to be a daunting one. But I don't know, lads. I'm just trying to stay positive about it. I wanted clarity so we could start to think towards the next season. Maybe what type of team we're putting out, what type of signings we might make. And this makes sense. I think Melissa Reddy, the point she made about why Liverpool are looking at Slot make a lot of sense to me. And yeah, look, I trust the club to get this right. Do I think Chelsea can win? No, if I'm being honest. I'm not really expecting much from this game tonight, more as hoping, you know. Same on Thursday when we do Brighton against Manchester City. I'm not really expecting Man City to slip up, but got to make sure that we watch and see if they do. Thoughts on Adidas being our new kit makers? Come on now. Come on. You know my thoughts on Adidas coming back to Liverpool. It's going to be amazing, and I'm going to be broke. Are my thoughts on it. Look at my streams. I'm an Adidas fanboy, so I'm over the moon about the idea of Adidas coming back to make Liverpool's gear. I can't wait. One more year of this Nike dross, and it is dross. And yeah, then back to the old 3 stripes. Especially, I get really excited by the idea of being able to buy the retro kits, you know. The 96 kit, that chessboard kit with the Adidas badge on it again would be amazing. The 89 kit, the 92, 90, or the 94 kit as well. There's just so many lovely old Adidas kits that I'd love to go and buy. And I don't like them when they're in the club shops without the Adidas badge on them. And obviously I get why the club couldn't sell them, but if they go back to Adidas, whoo. Are you angry Cole Palmer isn't playing? Obviously, definitely disappointed, Jeff. You know, nobody can say Chelsea wouldn't have been stronger with Cole Palmer in the lineup. But, you know, I don't know what to expect, mate, in Premier League games. I didn't think we'd get beaten by Crystal Palace, and we did. I didn't think Arsenal would lose to Villa, with all due respect to Villa, who are a very, very good team, and they did. So, I don't know. Eric Tenlasso said, Craig, is it only me that would love the original crest instead of just the liverbird? I like all the variations, mate. I love the centenary crest as well for the 1992 shirt. I don't know. I don't mind which one we have, to be honest with you. As long as that liverbird's on the chest with the eternal flames, we're good to go. I can't hide my delight about the Adidas stuff, though. Honestly, it's like today I've woken up and I found out that Liverpool could be about to sign a manager who I'm already starting to do the rounds as jokes, saying welcome to Liverpool, Arne Slot, with pictures of me, which is brilliant for the channel, of course, as well, and makes me smile. Then I hear that Liverpool are going to be going back to Adidas after the next season. That makes me really happy. I don't like how the partnership with Adidas finished, but I do love that we're going back to the three stripes, because I'm an unashamed Adidas fanboy. My wife, when I start going out with her, had me on her phone, and this is a true story. My wife used to call me Adidas boy when we first met, because I always wore Adidas stuff. I've been an unashamed Adidas fan my whole life. So yeah, I'm delighted about it. Sorry if you've been asked this, but is top of the league dead? It's not dead, Corey, mate. It's just I want to bring in a couple more content creators, because the original plan for top of the league was that it was going to be myself and Adam, and we were going to have that best of enemies kind of balance, you know, United fan, Liverpool fan. It was an interesting dynamic. Adam, you know, started his own channel and wants to concentrate on making United content. I fully understand and appreciate that. So it just kind of left me thinking, what do we do here? Do I do a half-assed version of top of the league, or do I wait and recoup in the summer, bring in a couple more content creators and go again? And that's probably the plan. Just need to find the right couple of people to bring on board. Love to get a female host in. Alice was a great show from a few people. Haven't had a chance to try and catch up with Alice to see if she'd be interested. But the whole thing, yeah, I just need a couple more people, really. Are there any influencers you have in mind? So, I have to be honest with you, UK Bants. I'm not somebody that really pays attention to the industry that much. I do my own thing, see a few little bits and pieces every now and again, but ultimately I don't really watch much of my peers because I don't have the time. Alice was a really good shout that somebody suggested to me. I don't know Alice, but I've watched some of her content. Brilliant content creator. She's got a good future ahead of her. Certainly knows her football. Other than that, no, I haven't had a chance to go through it yet. There's just so much happening for Anfield Agenda right now, and my focus over the past few weeks has been getting all the live show stuff sorted behind the scenes to make sure that we can put on a good night for everybody, and to make sure that the shows in the UK are good to go for August. As a United fan, who do you want to win the FA Cup? I can't use the term want, honest Tiger. But look, I'll say this to you, mate. I respect Manchester United. I don't respect Manchester City. So, I guess, and I'll never say I want United to win anything, but football wins every time Manchester City don't win anything. That's the way I look at it, mate. So, as I said, I've a sporting rivalry respect for Manchester United and their fans. Manchester United fans have always been very good to me, and I don't forget that. So I always treat that club with respect and their fans. I just despise that blue crowd, mate. I just hate them. I think some of these agents make it difficult. Liverpool don't like drama, and I think all the recent business with Amra might have been off-putting, said Stargirl. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, Stargirl, about the wage demands. And again, take it with a pinch of salt, but let's go back to this. I think it was Pedro Sepulveda. Bear with me. Yeah, Pedro Sepulveda said Ruben Amorim's side asked Liverpool for £10 million net, meaning after tax, per year, plus a signing fee. Liverpool offered less than that. So, look, that's about 400 grand a week, give or take, before tax. Maybe 350. There's no way the manager's going to get paid the same amount as Mohamed Salah. Unless your name's Jurgen Klopp. And even that, I don't think Klopp was getting that much. I think the top earning managers in the Premier League are Guardiola and Pochettino, I think. So if that was the request, I wouldn't pay it either. But I don't think that's the reason he won't become Liverpool manager, in all honesty. I just feel that Liverpool have their own plan. And look, we've all been led one way or the other by the media. We've all had our own feelings. I've certainly gone back and forth. I love the idea of Amram. I love the idea of Xabi Alonso. I'm warming to the idea of Arne Slot the more I learn about him. But ultimately, you know that corny old phrase, trust the process. I do trust the process on this one. So people in the chat as well, Cole Palmer is ill. He's not injured or anything. He's been ill. That's why he won't be playing today for Chelsea, just in case anybody hasn't heard that one. Someone said Klopp on 350k, I think. And if he is, he's earned it. Like, I don't know what Jurgen Klopp's wage is, but whatever it is, he's earned the right to get paid that much. You know, he has transformed the football club back into a challenger, a winner. So whatever Kloppo was on, he deserved it. But look, I don't think it's going to be a money thing for the next manager, the decision. I don't think it'll come down to pound notes. I think Liverpool just want somebody that works for the club, fits into the players we have, the philosophy of overachieving with smaller money. These are the things that we've always been told Liverpool are going to look for in their recruitment. If Indicala is spoofing with that latest tweet, look, Lauren, Indicala is always spoofing. Always. I don't understand how anybody still pays any attention to that account. Indicala started off as a fun parody account and was a good laugh. Then started selling loads of merchandise, as most things do when they start building up a following. And now has tried to segue into this semi-serious stuff. Don't know the people behind the account, but I would not pay any attention to it personally. There's a couple of these. Francois Plateau is another one that I would say is a spoof account. Yeah. For me, I don't know what the tweet was, by the way, so feel free to let me know. Opinion on Feyenoord manager being contacted by Liverpool. Farhan, I've just been trying to get my head around it all day, mate. You know, trying to figure out as much as I can about Arne Slot, because we've mentioned his name a couple of times as somebody who was on the list originally, but I never thought he was going to become the guy or the number one on the list. But today, lots and lots and lots of stuff from some very good journalists whose opinion I hold in high regard, especially Chris Bascom today, seems to think he's the clear front runner. So I've seen that Indicala tweet. I don't really want to touch on it, to be honest, on the stream, because it's information that I don't feel comfortable talking about. But we'll wait and see. Why are we linked with the likes of Mourinho and Tuchel? We're not. I've never seen any links to Mourinho or Tuchel other than Mourinho appearing in the crowd for the Fulham game because I think a relative of his is in the Fulham Academy. The Daily Mail are also saying it. Okay. Still don't feel comfortable talking about it though, so I'll leave it to others. You know, I don't have any information on these things, so I don't feel comfortable talking about it. Craig, you've put Havertz as 22, he's number 29. I haven't, but maybe Crosby did. I don't do any of the graphics, dude. But I will pass it along. Not sure if this is right or not, but apparently Havertz is 29 and not 22. But, you know, I wouldn't know that. One of the geniuses, and I mean geniuses act like endearingly, not as a piss take, has informed us that the number's wrong. So sorry, that was just me sending Connor a voice now. And I said geniuses and I meant it. Like, I would never cop stuff like that. I can barely remember some of our own player numbers. I'm terrible on stuff like that. His kids played for Fulham Academy. I think that would explain why he was at the game. Yeah, I knew that there was a relative of Mourinho's that played for the Fulham Academy. I found that out earlier on today, and that's why he was in the crowd. So yeah, I think Tuchel has been linked more to the United job than the Liverpool job. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Would I take Wenger? No, but I think I always touted Wenger for the England job. Maybe not so at this point, but a few years ago I thought Wenger would have been a good fit for the English national team job. Craig, I have one coaching slot available. But there's loads of puns to be had there, my friend. Loads of puns to be had. Slot machines. I mean, there's just so many. Right, let's see if I can get this this game on the go here today. 1 second. If Salah scores next few games, gets 20 plus goals in the Premier League title, do you renew or still sell? Sell. I gotta be honest, I don't see... for me, sell. I just think it's the right time. No matter how he finishes the campaign at this point, I just feel like it's the right time. There's a couple of things that go through my mind when I think about that situation. One is that I very, very much doubt he would take the same wages again. Maybe he would. And if Salah would take the same or smaller wages, then I'd have absolutely no problem with the club offering him an extension for a year or two. But usually in these type of situations, an agent and a player are going to want a wage increase. And I don't think he deserves a wage increase. I've got to be honest about that. So in that situation, I'd sell. But I've no problem if he's extended. You know, it's not my decision to make, but my own preference would be to cash in now. New manager, some new changes, reinvest the money and look ahead. That's my choice on it. But I'm really interested to see what happens with Verge though. Who do I want to win, Arsenal or Chelsea? Come on now. Obviously Chelsea in this scenario. Not because I've any, like for Chelsea, but I need Arsenal to drop points. I need Man City to drop points as a Liverpool fan. So, what was your score prediction? Love your channel. Ian, really appreciate the kind words, mate. I haven't given one actually yet. Score prediction, right. 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal is my score prediction. If Cole Palmer had been in, I probably would have nudged that up to a 2-2. But as it sits, I think Arsenal will win, but you never know. Would I take any manager from the Premier League? Yes, I would have taken Ange Postecoglou at Liverpool. I would have. No denying it. I would have. I just like Ange and the way he carries himself. Ange Postecoglou feels like, to me, an older brother of mine that I could go for a pint with, because he's got a similar no crap, say it as it is, cut through the nonsense. I like him. I like him a lot, and I think Spurs have a good coach there. So, yeah, he's probably the one I'd have taken from the Prem. But, do you know what? The more I'm starting to find out about Arne Slot, the more I'm feeling a little bit happier. And look, I don't know much about him. I'm still learning, but I can see why he's a candidate. Forest or Luton to stay up? Luton would be my preference. What are your thoughts on the Adidas deal? Love the channel, said Gabrielle. Gabrielle, you probably noticed, bro, but I love Adidas. I'm a massive Adidas fan. So I'm over the moon with the idea of the 3 stripes being back. Connor has sent me a couple of designs that are just made by people. And actually, you know what? I'll share one of them. Connor sent me this, and of course we will credit the person that made it, and it's on the image to be fair, but let me show you this shirt. Now this is just a fan mock-up, but it shows you what's possible. Are you ready? Because this shirt gives me vibes. Hang on. Look at that. Look at that. Now where's the designer on this? Because I want to give them credit. 1 second. Who is the designer on that? The designer's in the top corner there. Look at that shirt. Look at that. Oh, take my money. LFC, is it DZN 11 or DZN 1? LFC DZN 1, I think it is. Oh, lads. Oh, my day. Now, that's just a mock-up from this designer, but oh my god, I would take that in a heartbeat. That is gorgeous. Craig, you're not a Nike fan. Does that mean you haven't bought any of the Nike kits? I think I bought one for myself. I've bought my son a few of them. I've bought a hoodie or two, but not really a fan, no. Oh god, the kickoff. Jesus, the game. Here's me getting ahead of myself. Me getting ahead of myself here, forgetting about the game. Yes, let me get that clock fixed for you. Sorry. Good spot. One sec. Let me get the clock sorted out. I'm going to pause this clock one sec. Me here chatting away and all waffling away, forgetting about the old clock. What's that? 3:40. I'll pause that until it gets to 3:40. I mean, getting distracted here with Adidas tops. We are underway anyway. Sorry about that, folks. I will unpause this when it gets to 42 so we can sync up. Cheers for the heads up, by the way, because I would have kept talking. That's mad. Right, here we go. 41, 41. There we go. We're synced up. Oh, and it looks like I've synced up just in time because I feel like we've got the opening goal coming up from the chat anyway. Rice, left side, 1-0 Arsenal. Leandro Trossard. Oh, 1-0 Arsenal. Leandro Trossard. Declan Rice bursts into the penalty area, slips the ball into the left channel to Trossard, and let's be honest, Petrovic should not be getting beaten from there. Is weak from the Chelsea keeper, but it is 1-0. So yeah, there's no offside or anything here. Slipped in. That's awful. Through his legs. That's awful. Yeah, through Petrovic's legs. Ugh. Should have completely forgotten about kickoff. Shouldn't even bother going back onto it. But there you go. Arsenal have a lead. I wish we could start games this quickly. So, 1-0 Arsenal already. And Petrovic is absolutely horrendous. That was awful. Right, anyway, let's chat. Because we keep the conversation going while the game's on. You jinxed it with the Adidas love. I nearly missed the goal completely, mate. Luckily somebody reminded me to turn the game on, or I would have just kept talking. Leandro Trossard, Adele, was the goal scorer for Arsenal. Assist by Declan Rice. Oh god, this could be a long 90 minutes here. Caicedo's already given away dodgy fouls. Is Sky being crap again? No, I bypassed Sky this time, mate. I'm not even using Sky anymore. I'm straight onto the Spanish DAZN account here for this game. Do you think Arne will sign Hanko and Vifer from Feyenoord, the two positions where we need a player? I'm going to be honest with you, Pranav. I don't know anything about either of those two players, mate. So please feel free to educate my dumb ass, because I don't know anything about either of those two players, mate. Don't even know what positions they play in. Seeing who the ref is, Simon Hooper, said Alex Macklin. Same as Villa putting a reserve team out against City. Next week the regulars will be back. I don't not know necessarily if this is a reserve team. Just Palmer's out sick, so they can't really turn to him. And Chelsea have options on the bench. They've got Chukwuemeka, Bettinelli, Chalobah, Sterling, Thiago Silva. But it's a fairly weak Chelsea squad in all honesty. And here's a free kick to Arsenal. I love your channel even though I'm a Bournemouth fan. Thank you, Ian. And I'd love your insight, Ian, to the work Richard Hughes had done at your club, mate, if that's okay. I'm still learning about Richard Hughes, but I'd love some inputs there from a Bournemouth fan. And thank you for your support, mate. I really appreciate you saying you like the channel. It means a lot. Paul Smith said, Liverpool back to Adidas kits. That is the chatter today, Paul. Yes, it's not been 100% confirmed yet, but it's been mentioned in enough serious accounts that it does look like that would be the case. Now, it won't be next season, Paul. It'll be the 25-26 season. And apparently it came down to a decision between Adidas and Puma. And thank God we didn't go with Puma. That would have been horrendous. But Adidas, I'm delighted about. Who scored? Trossard, mate. Trossard with a goal. Assist by Declan Rice. Would you be able to do a vid about Arne Slot? I will, absolutely. Absolutely, mate. Can Carn. 100%. I'm just trying to gather my information. And I will get a video about Arne Slot. I'll get it done probably... I may get a chance to record it tomorrow. I may try to record it tomorrow and get it out before the game. So I might do something about 4 o'clock tomorrow. So keep an eye out. Paul White said, hey Craig, haven't been on for a while. Hope you're good. Please not Gary O'Neill. It's not Gary O'Neill. 100% it's not Gary O'Neill, Paul. It looks like, of all the news today, and I will go through it in a few minutes for you, it's going to be Arne Slot. Amarim's still in the equation as well. But it's been confirmed that by James Pearce and Neil Jones that... Gary O'Neill, despite Dave O'Copp's post to say he'd been interviewed, he hasn't and he isn't in consideration. Excuse me, hiccups. So yeah, don't need to worry about that one. Look, I think Gary O'Neill's a good coach, by the way, and I think in the future bigger jobs will come from. I just don't think he's ready for our job yet. Do I not like Nike? I wouldn't... I feel like we've been massively underwhelmed with Nike. Like, I look at it like this. What we could have got with Nike, or what PSG got from Nike. All those beautiful Jordan kits and training wear and tops and hoodies. But what we got was the LeBron James crap. And it was crap. I don't even like LeBron James' logo, to be honest with you. And I found Nike very underwhelming, very overpriced, and... just very copy and paste. Yeah, I've not liked them, to be honest with you. And I don't... Sometimes in life, things just don't feel like a fit. And I've never liked the idea of Nike and Liverpool. It just doesn't sit well with me. Oh, and one more reason. Because they've dished out loads of bits and pieces to loads of other content creators. Giving them access, giving them tickets, giving them free stuff. Never even given Anfield Agenda a sniff. So fuck Nike. For a few reasons, and that being one of them. Weaver's 24-year-old DM, highly rated, Hanko centre-back, he's very good. We're linked before with them, said Pranav. Thank you, mate, I appreciate that. So Weaver's a 24-year-old DM, and Hanko's a centre-back. I will try my best to remember to look up them, mate. Would Adidas jerseys be cheaper? Probably not, in all honesty. Probably not. You know, football shirts these days are just ridiculously expensive for no reason. So, I'm not expecting a big drop in price if Adidas come in. Like, how have you guys found Nike? Have you think they've been good kit manufacturers for Liverpool? You know, there've been a few decent kits. But overall, I just feel like I haven't liked the training ranges. I haven't liked any of the special edition trainers that they've put out. Tuck said, I've loved this season's lot. This season's haven't been bad, mate. I will say the home shirt I'm not really blown away with, but it's okay. The green and white one has grown on me over the course of the year. That the Minecraft kit, that's definitely grown on me. But other than that, Hero said New Balance were the best for me. I liked New Balance stuff. I did. I really liked New Balance's Liverpool range. Karen said, copy and paste kits, constantly find myself jealous of other teams' kits. I'm the same. Or other teams' Adidas kits, you said. I'm the same. I've looked at some of the Arsenal stuff over the years, or even some of the United stuff, or the retro United stuff, and I've thought I'd love to have retro Liverpool stuff with the Adidas logos on them. Was in the store in Banbridge, not one Liverpool top, said A. Tom. The Nike outlet store. That's not good enough, is it? Arsenal fans are saying Jota, or Trossard is there, Jota. Do you agree? Yes, I think it's a good comparison. I do. Trossard has silently just gone about his work, chipped in with some goals. Yes, I agree with you. I think it's a good comparison. By the way, this has been all Arsenal so far in the game. Ben White now on the attack again. Another cross in, it's blocked. Chelsea just don't look at it in this game at all. Adidas is an absolute dream of mine, said Toes. Have you seen the Leeds away kit this season? I can't think of what it is, mate, off the top of my head. UTAS5. David Hanko, 1.88 metres tall, 6'1", 26-year-old. He's from Slovakia. Can also play left back. He's left footed. Mats Wiefer, also the same height, 1.88 metres or 6'1", 24. He's a DM. He's Dutch and right footed. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Nike tend to be subtle and sophisticated, but in football jerseys you need imagination and creativity. Adidas are very good. Look, for me, some of the best shirts I've seen have been from designers on social media. Like that shirt I showed you guys earlier on from LFC DZN1, I think it was. Some of the designs that account puts out are absolutely amazing. And I often wonder why brands like that don't run a competition, a fan-led competition for designers like that account to make one of the 3 Liverpool kits. Because I tell you what, some of the imagination and the levels of creativity are genius. Show us the design again, please. Yep, no worries. Here you go. That's the design that account. Look at that. Like, that is gorgeous. I would buy that in a heartbeat. Craig, should Slot come? Does it feel like third choice? No, it isn't. Don't think that way. Look, we as fans have built up and down a few other people, and we've been run around in the media and we've been steered this way and that way. I get it. But the club have never, ever, ever come out and said somebody was first choice, second choice, third choice. They've just gone about their business. So, no, I don't feel like we're getting a third choice or anything. I feel like we've just been all playing a guessing game, trying to figure out what way Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes are thinking. And now, today, it feels like that thought process has started to become a little bit clearer. Simplicity is key, truly beautiful, to Coach Bill. Do I like Raya as a goalkeeper? Not really. No, I don't think he's great, but obviously Arteta is a fan. Am I worried for the last 5 games with Jota injury? I mean, I'd rather we did have Diogo Jota available. It's not great that he's had a little injury again. And again, I'll give you Jurgen Klopp's words on Diogo. This was Klopp in his press conference earlier. He said, I can't really say a lot about it, to be honest. He felt a little bit in the hip, but he was fine. Then he started the last game and was okay with the finish. It's a small one, but we're late in the season. Obviously, it's not a great moment for an injury. It's 2 weeks, pretty much nothing but enough to be unavailable. So Klopp's saying it's a very, very small injury, but enough to keep him out for 2 weeks. So the latest stuff that's come out since we spoke last, because I was on at 5 o'clock, there's been... Dominic King thinks differently. So Dominic King has kind of contradicted a lot of the other journalists today, particularly Fabrizio Romano, and he said no direct contact has been made between Liverpool and Arne Slot. He is a leading candidate for the job, but nothing else. So that was Dominic King's line. But before that, we had... Where is it? I'm scrolling back up through all of these today because there were so many of them. Fabrizio Romano said Liverpool had direct contact with Arne Slot as a candidate for the job, and that there's another one scheduled to take place. But you've then got Chris Bascombe, who's more along the lines of Fabrizio Romano, and Chris Bascombe is saying... Where's this one? No, this is the Telegraph, said... I'll be surprised if Arne Slot is not the manager of Liverpool next season. Marcel van der Kraan for the Telegraph over in the Netherlands. Where are all these posts here? This one from Chris Bascombe said, Arne Slot is the clear front runner to replace Jurgen Klopp at Anfield. Liverpool will intensify their search for the 45-year, will intensify their interest in the 45-year-old in the coming days. Also from Chris Bascombe, Feyenoord are prepared to fight for their coach. Liverpool will need to engage formal talks with the club and Rafaela Pimenta, who's Slot's agent, to conclude a recruitment process which has significantly advanced in recent days. Ron said, what happened at top of the league? Just don't have enough people to cover the channel, mate, is the honest answer. We're looking to bring in another couple of content creators in the summer to help us out with the channel, to build it out the way we want to. Would I be happy with Slot? As much as I'm going to admit that I'm no expert on him by any stretch of the imagination, yes, I would. I like his system. I can see how the system would work with the players we have. From the little bit of research I've done on him today, he certainly comes across as somebody who's confident, gets on well with his players, speaks well, speaks fluent English obviously as well. Are you worried players like Alexis, Dom and Diaz will leave? No, never worried. If somebody doesn't want to be at Liverpool Football Club, Katie, I don't want them here either. You know, it shouldn't. Liverpool, in my opinion, aren't a stepping stone. Liverpool, in my opinion, should be the pinnacle of your career. So, if anybody doesn't want to be here, let them leave. But I think we're going to have a great time with Alexis McAllister at the club. I can't wait. I think he's going to go down as another Liverpool legend. I'm confident. Dermot Spaulding said, don't want Slot. Look, I can understand. We all have opinions on this, mate. I'm not going to slag off anybody for thinking one way or the other. All I'm going to say is I do feel like I understand a bit more now why he's a serious contender based off the long list of things. From the likes of Melissa Reddy, who said... some of the reasons Liverpool are interested or looking at Arne Slot are a consistent trend of successfully implementing aggressive, dominant football and player development, outperforming budgets with AZ Alkmaar and Feyenoord. Approach and preferred formations will suit Liverpool's squad. No stylistic upheaval. Europa Conference League final performance versus Roma. League progression heading to a league title with Feyenoord. Works well within a structure and energise the club and the fan base. All of these things sound like attributes for a Liverpool manager. What colour combo would make for a Liverpool shirt? For me, if you're talking about Liverpool shirts, there's a couple. There's yellow and red for the away shirts. There's green and white for the away shirts. There's white and red for the away shirts. And I don't mind an occasional mad one like purple or something. But I'm old school. I like the old traditional colours. Craig, do you think it would be wise for Trent to be permanently transitioned into a deep line playmaker? I can see Trent in the 4-2-3-1 system that Arne Slot favours. I can see Trent and McAllister or Trent and Endo or whomever. But I can see Trent as one of the double pivot in midfield in that system Whereas I can't really see it as much in the 4-3-3 system. But again, these are the reasons that Arne Slot is apparently being so highly thought of at Liverpool, because similarities, and the players that are already at the club will suit his philosophy. For me, I think Gary O'Neill's the best option. Give him a chance. If it doesn't work, go out for Xabi next summer. I think there's too much risk in that, James. Not just in the Gary O'Neill part. Gary O'Neill, I like Gary O'Neill. Seems like a nice guy. He's certainly progressing well. But there's no guarantees of anything for next year. And I don't like the idea of settling. I want us to get the best person for the job. And he's also been ruled out today by many journalists. James Pearce said he's not he's not on the list. Somebody else said he wasn't being interviewed. So yeah, he isn't under consideration by the looks of it. Just screams Roy Hodgson again. What does? Oh, the 1 year filler. Yeah. I think I get what you mean. Arsenal still attacking here and Chelsea trying to counter. But it's been all Arsenal really in the opening exchanges here. Here goes Jackson down the left-hand side. Nobody with him really, look. Gets to the byline, pulls it. Oh, unlucky. Gets to the byline, pulled it back. It hit Gabriel and came off the post, and it will be a Chelsea corner. That was close actually on the counter there from Chelsea. Who is this manager we're linked with? Arne Slot, and he is the Feyenoord manager. He's 45 years of age, plays a preferred 4-2-3-1 system. I'm using a lot of this information now from at HTOMUFC, who did a piece on Slot, and he said, here's a summary of what he offers. A common 4-2-3-1 system. Right back inverts to create a lopsided 2 or 3. A lot of movements from the defensive midfielders in and out of the back line to create central space. Overloaded last line in attack, not just box-to-box presence, but for counter-attacking. Right-sided rotation to create crossing angles is very similar. Narrow wingers are common, especially when patterned with flying fullbacks. Aggressive out of possession approach. Fullbacks and centre-backs fully committed to the press. 4-2-3-1/4-2-3-1 press. Number 10 usually joining in the front line versus a back 4 build-up. Naturally drops into a 4-4-2 mid-block. Fullbacks stay narrow, deeper for extra support and rest for defence in games versus better opposition. So a lot for us to learn about Arne Slot's potential tenure at Liverpool. And I'm not going to lie, I'm no expert on him. So it looks like Olivier Giroud, since we're talking about Arsenal and Chelsea, is going to sign for LAFC, according to Fabrizio Romano and I think a few others. Mart said, whoever the club chooses, I have to trust that they'll make the right decision, as they did with Kloppo. I'm right with you, mate. This is one of those occasions where I do trust the process. Do I think Mourinho will be a good show? Keeping United past the side? No, I don't. Because he just causes trouble and upheaval. No, I don't. You probably like him for a few weeks and then the usual shenanigans with Mourinho would start. So, no, I've never liked the idea of Mourinho coming to Liverpool. Would I consider 45 to be young for a manager? Not today, really, compared to other. In years gone by, I probably would have said yes. But, you know, if you're looking at Amram and Alonso, Alonso's the same age as me, so 27. Nearly 2-0 there. Petrovic with a point-blank save after a ricochet. Arsenal nearly had their second. Alonso 42. Amram 39. So 45 for Slot. Nope. And he was an accomplished midfielder himself, Arne Slot, playing for, I think, three or four different clubs in the Eredivisie. Mourinho be box office and a good stopgap. He is the antithesis of everything Liverpool for me, Mourinho. I wouldn't want him near the club. Nagelsmann 36, yeah. So yeah, there's a trend of younger coaches these days coming through, or maybe it's just the next generation coming through, really. Look at Ten Hag though. But I don't get any of these references. Just because Ten Hag's Dutch doesn't mean he should succeed or fail based off anything other than his own ability. And Ten Hag at United has shown not much. I never rated Ten Hag. You can go back and watch streams when myself and Chris and Paddy were together doing three people streams, and everybody was, absolutely in love with the idea of Ten Hag and his Ajax thing. I've never ever bought into it. I've always just thought he could have been at the right club at the right time with the right group of players. Obviously, he has something about him, but I never thought he was going to be a world beater. So yeah, I've never bought into the hype. Miss those 3-person streams. I don't, because they're so it's hard to manage egos, mate, on a channel all the time, and manage people's time as well. It's difficult, and I like sharing nobody with you guys. I like me and you. So I've always been honest about that. I like my audience for me. I like getting to know you all. I like spending time chatting with you, and I always feel like if I have lies, I don't know what that's about. You're gonna have to. I don't know what that means. I've rash with lies, but nothing I've said has been a lie, so I don't know what you're on about. What happened with the lads on the kickoff? Nothing. No, still on good terms with all of them. Nothing happened. I just think they stopped doing watchalongs or something like that. Yeah, I'm still in contact with them. We got a lovely message from Brian not so long ago. Yeah, no issues there. Thank you, Darren. You're really kind, mate. Or Darren, sorry, Darren. Oh, chance. Should have been 1-1. Kukure made a mess of it. Pulled it back again. Chance. Oh, he dragged it wide. Enzo. Chelsea are starting to come into this game a little bit now. The only lie Craig has told today is his age. He's not 27, he's 25. Yeah, I'm 39.3. That probably should have been 1-1 there, but at least Chelsea are finding a way in now. So, where's our friend gone? Arash Va, I've been waiting and waiting, mate, before I remove you to see what the lies comment was about. So feel free to give me some type of reaction here, or I'm going to have to just boot your account out, mate, because I don't know what you think I've lied about, and putting the word lies in doesn't sit well with me. West Ham moving for Julian Lopetegui. I don't. The whole Lopetegui thing has been weird from his time, at Real Madrid. Then he got sacked, and the Spain thing, and then his time at Wolves. I don't know. I don't know what to make of Lopetegui. How do you feel about potentially becoming the new Liverpool manager? I love that I'm appearing in like that guy's jokes and all these other accounts now. I that's the type of banter I can get behind. Loads of people have been using profile pictures of me saying "Welcome to Liverpool, Arne Slot," and I encourage it. How is my health being, Craig? Be honest. I mean, my health's fine, apart from being overweight. But I don't understand the question. I know what you're trying to get at. You're trying to get me to poke and respond to you about my mental health or something. You're trying to wind me up. I understand these neg questions, mate. I get what people are trying to do. And as I've said before, you're not clever enough. If you want to find out about my health, ask away. But other than that, don't bite your tongue. If you've something to say it. But apart from being overweight, man, my health is good. Apart from my bins, that flares up every now and again. The old bins is, but there you go. Are you gone through a video on Arne Slot? Yes, I hope they have done tomorrow. How's it going? Hope you're well today. I'm good, Gavin. Good, mate. Good. Just, I'm happy we're getting some clarity on the whole manager situation. While it's not fully resolved, I am glad that we're at least seeing a picture for him. Craig, you being vocal on your mental health battles gives me amazing confidence to speak up. Thank you, Owen. I'm glad you feel confident to speak up, mate, because you shouldn't be. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I say this all the time. If somebody had a broken arm or a stomach bug or a headache, they'd feel free to talk about it. So I'm the same with mental health. Look, I've been through a lot in my life. I've got PTSD. I'm on the autism spectrum. I've got issues from when I was younger from my parents. My mum killing herself, attempting to kill herself. My parents being alcoholic. I've got a long history of reasons that I probably should have given up on life, but I refuse to. Same way I refuse to let these assholes that come in to try and belittle me because of my mental health. I'm still here and I'm fighting, and I'm going to be here and fighting, and I'm going to win. I told you I'm going to build Anfield Agenda up into something special. It is. And my mental health will be up and down. There'll be times where I struggle. There'll be times where I'm good. Same as anybody else. But I'll still be here smiling, being myself, and being proud. So, yeah. Mock away. Doesn't bother me. I suppose I'll give you a quick rundown of my situation for those who are new to the channel. So, I had a pretty normal life up until the ages of probably 14, 15. And then my mum told us that she was raped by, I don't want to get into who, because, I have to tread carefully. So my mum was raped by somebody close to her when she was younger. That then triggered off a chain of events that drove my father more to drink, and their relationship soured. And my mum had a couple of attempts to take her life. One of them when I was doing my exams in school. She was... we were given time to say goodbye to her in St. Vincent's Hospital in Dublin after she took an overdose of paracetamol and her liver went the wrong way. So she was put into a medically induced coma, and we were given time to say goodbye to her. And it was saying goodbye to your mum was incredibly difficult. And I seen my dad break down because my mum was my dad's only ever girlfriend. But my mum thankfully woke up. She woke up on New Year's Day. Longer story, but I won't go into that. She woke up, she came out of the coma, she turned it round, and she came back home, and I thought, brilliant, my mum's alive. But the relationship kept deteriorating, and their drinking got worse. Eventually, they separated. My dad drank himself to death. Myself and my now wife used to spend time doing shifts. I'd stay up half the night. Sabrina would stay up the other half of the night because my dad would be screaming out in pain in the middle of the night from his liver. So he passed away. And when he passed away, my mum got me thrown out of the family home by a judge. So she moved back into it. And eventually my mum remarried and she took her own life. And she passed away. And then I got fucked out of my inheritance, which was about 450 grand as an only child. And there's a lot of stuff. I've been through a lot of shit. Not saying more or less than anybody else, but I've been through a lot of crap. And to see people try and mock my mental health, it disgusts me because I think I'm a pretty strong person. But yeah, these are some of the things, man. These are just the ABCs of me. So I'm not perfect. I do get cranky at times, but I'm still here. And I wouldn't be here without your support. And that I want to get across. If you take nothing else from this, please take that. That without you guys, I would not be here. Without my wife, I would not be here. So when I hear people accuse me of abusing my wife, it disgusts me because I know what my wife means to me. She's my best friend, and I've been with her 24 years. And I would never, ever abuse my wife after seeing what my mother went through and other stuff. So yeah, mock away for those people that want to belittle me, but you're not going to break me. It's not going to happen. I've been through more than you can throw at me. So yeah, that's it. That's where I'm at. And there's a longer version of that, which I'm sure I'll get into at some point, but that's how I'm here. Yeah. And look, I've also been fortunate, I have a good support system in place. I'm lucky enough I get to see a psychologist regularly. I take my medication, but, I've never understood the, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Stigma around mental health. So when my mum went to see a psychiatrist, my dad thought the psychiatrist was trying to break up our family because the psychiatrist said, get out of that drinking environment, remove yourself. I've always been told from my side that psychologists don't work. They do. They absolutely do. And I buck the trend in my family. I refuse to be the one who drinks himself to death. My grandfather, unfortunately, drank himself to death. My dad drank himself to death. And I don't want to be that guy, so I don't drink. But I have my own addiction, and it's Liverpool, and it's a far healthier one. And I love being here. I love getting up every day to do this and to try and show people, just keep going. You never know what's around the corner, but just don't let life beat you down. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Just don't let it beat you down. Right, I've been sent a couple of messages actually that I need to go through. What's this one? Okay, what's this one here? One sec. Liverpool face a bill of £8.59 million to do business with Feyenoord if they decide to step up their efforts to sign manager Arne Slot. Feyenoord are said to be happy to sanction a departure from Lewis Steele. Arne Slot is likely to bring his right-hand man, Schipke Huschloff, to his next club. Again from Lewis Steele, and anything else we bring you, or we get, of course, we'll bring you guys. Old Gamer, thank you for the super sticker, mate. You're very kind. So yeah, that's why I get touchy when people talk about my wife or me and my wife, because my wife is a superhero to me. Pranav, I just read out that super chat, mate, exactly as you've written there, mate, and thank you for your support again, bro. But look, it's similar to the situation with Ruben Amorim, right? Because we would have had to pay a release clause of probably somewhere between 10 and 17 million on that one. Paul said we need to talk about this stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely we do, mate. And I don't share these because they're obviously private messages that I receive, but I get so many lovely messages from people who struggle with their own mental health and feel like it's good to see somebody speaking about it or taking their tablets on stream and stuff. And I've never felt embarrassed or ashamed about my mental health because I'm aware of it. And that to me is a good thing. I know when I'm starting to go back down a spiral and I can take steps to correct it. But it took me years to get to that point. And I will have down periods, and so will everybody else. But the fact that you're all speaking about it is amazing to me. The fact that my kids and my daughter's generation are aware of their mental health and speak about it, that's a good thing. The days of being, old school, burying your thoughts in the bottom of a bottle or keeping it to yourself, I'm so proud of everyone that we can now get to this point where we speak about our problems or struggles, because we should feel no embarrassment by them. Chelsea are really chipping away at this, by the way. Another chance here has gone a begging. Lorcan said, "You're awesome, Craig. Thanks for sharing your story." It's all good, my man. It's what gets me when people think they know me or can judge me behind the scenes. They haven't walked a day in my damn shoes. But I'm lucky. I'm lucky because I have a support system and I have 257,164 people to share my story with and my journey with, and I'm very grateful for that. You missed my previous super chat. Sorry, Rob. 2 seconds, bro. Let me try and find it. All here for you, Craig. Appreciate you. Thank you, Harvey Lewis. Appreciate that. Rob said, the main thing is that Ten Hag remains at Man United. Not for much longer. I do think he's going to get his P45 in the summer. I wonder who they'll bring in, though. I wonder. I think my own guess, and it is a guess, is that United would look at probably Tuchel, maybe? I live with a multi-anxiety disorder, said I, if I must. It's difficult, isn't it? Like, do you know what it was for me? I used to think, probably because of TV, I used to think when I went to the psychologist that I'd have a breakthrough moment. You know, that you see it on TV, that eureka moment, where all of your anxiety is figured out because of one trigger or one moment in your life. When I found out that I had Asperger's, I knew that I was never going to have that moment. I knew that anxiety was just part of my makeup. And it made it easier to deal with once I understood that there wasn't really necessarily a one root cause of it. How much will that cost Man United? I don't know what it will cost them to sack Ten Hag and his coaching staff. I'm not really sure of the numbers involved. What is a P45? Sorry, that's the form you get given in the UK or Ireland when you get fired. It's basically to hand into your next employer to get your tax stuff and that in order. It's basically just you're being fired. Sorry, I should have explained that. My apologies. So do you know UB40, the band? The name of that band is based off the unemployment benefit 40 form that you filled in the UK to get your dole. So that's where the band name UB40 came from as well. Again, Chelsea creating a lot here, but just don't have anybody with that finishing instinct at the minute. Oh, here's one for you that I learned last week. Do you know the phrase blowing smoke up someone's ass? You know that phrase we've all heard. I used to wonder where the hell that phrase came from, and then I heard something on John Oliver that made me laugh. So apparently, back in the olden days, tobacco smoke used to be blown into people's rear end as a treatment for cholera. So that's where the phrase blowing smoke up someone's ass comes from. Apparently it was a treatment for cholera in the old days, tobacco smoke blowing up somebody's rear end via an enema. So there you go. There's another useless fact that you learn. Superheroes wear Adidas jumpers. We love that. Red Adidas jumpers, said K-Man. Thanks for the channel lights up a day when your stream is on. Oh, look. I love this. I still don't believe that I get to get up every day and do this for a living. I feel like I'm in somebody else's life. Right, so Frank de Boer has been talking about Arne Slot, and he said it would be fantastic if Arne Slot would become the manager of Liverpool. At Feyenoord, he has proven he can build a team. Good. I like that. Thank you, Mark. There seems to be a lot of glowing references coming out of the Netherlands. You know, whether it's Van der Kraan, whether it's Ronald or Frank de Boer in that case, whether it's Marco van Basten. There seems to be a lot of love coming out for Arne Slot and the idea of him becoming Liverpool manager. Someone saying good luck to Katie. I've got to scroll up now to find Katie's post. Where's Katie's post? Sorry, lads. I'm trying to scroll back up because if Craig, my driving test tomorrow. I'm so nervous. Best of luck, Katie. I failed my driving test twice on the same thing, observation turning left, and passed it the third time. But you know what? It made me feel like an adult. Half time in this game. Half time. And it is Arsenal with their early Trossard goal to 0 who lead. So still a lot to play for. Yeah, when I passed my driving test, it's the most I've ever felt like I'm now an adult. You know, not on my 18th birthday or my 21st birthday. When I got my driving test passed, that was it. It was like, I've never felt as much relief. Milan, thank you for your comment. He said, Ajax fan here. Slot is amazing. So happy he's leaving Feyenoord. Craig, do a podcast. Would love to listen to your stories. I'm going to start my own channel at some point. And there's a section that I'm going to do called Craig Explains, where I explain stupid stuff. And yes, I do want to do my own channel at some point. 100%. I want to do a Craig Reviews type channel. But it's all about time. And at the moment, my focus is on trying to make Anfield Agenda the biggest it can be. I've always said that I've held off for the Happy Hour podcast to explain my entire life story. But that invite to the Happy Hour never became forthcoming. So I've kind of never really told it in its entirety. But that was always my vision, that someday Jack mate would say, come on Craig, onto the Happy Hour podcast, and then I tell you my story. But I've never got the invite. As much as I love the podcast, as much as I love Jack mate, and he's done a video with him before, he's a really nice guy. Stevie as well, lovely fella. Yeah, never. I feel like I'm the only football content creator really that's never got the nod to go on the Happy Hour, but maybe someday. Do I have a successor for the channel in mind? I don't think you can do these things. So, whilst I don't want to talk about anybody else, and I don't mean this as anything other than an example, so please don't go trying to cause shite. I don't think fan channels that are built on one person really, like the United stand. If Goldbridge left the United stand, it's never going to be the same again. Whether you like him or don't like him, whatever. My point is, like, the channel's built off him. This channel's been built off me. So I don't think I could ever give it to anybody else, because it's been built in my image. And by that I mean the way the chat is ran, the way, you know, we hold certain standards for behaviour and things. These are all in the way I want the internet to be, basically. Favourite snack? Kyo's. Cheese and onion Kyo's. Love them. It's half time in this game, by the way, so it gives us plenty of time to go back over all the news today as well. But yeah, cheese and onion crisps, definitely. Craig, you want to stop the channel? No, I didn't say that. Somebody just asked me, do I have a succession plan in mind? I've no desire to stop. Not yet. I think I've got 5 more years in me before I finish. I hope. That's if I don't get cancelled before then. You can't beat minstrels or hunky dories. I mean, I wouldn't say no to either, mate. They're both definitely worth a shout. Cody said, I was talking to somebody the last day. We both agreed it's absolutely sickening how some people would rather troll and degrade somebody rather than helping or supporting each other. I've never understood that, Cody. You know, if I don't like something or someone, I'll stay away from it. I wouldn't dare inflict misery on myself. And it's a lot easier to say something nice to somebody than come into troll. I don't get the mindset of hate, especially when you don't know somebody. It's weird. I don't, and that's why I love our community so much, because it's so full of positivity, and I love it. Whether it's to me, to each other, you're right. It's a lot better. Like, I've always had this small little thing that whenever I go to a supermarket or a shop, I always try to make the cashier laugh. Don't know why. I just try and make someone smile at one point in the day. It's I know what it's meant to me when I've had a terrible day, or I haven't wanted to get out of bed, and I've come down to do a stream, and then I'm met with a couple of nice comments, and it changes everything. It just makes a big difference. You never know how somebody's feeling, and one kind act can definitely help. Which player would struggle in Slot's system? Oh God, good question. Jones is probably the one that pops into my head. Although you could make an argument that the counter pressing might work for Jones, but I don't see him as a number 10 really. Nor do I see him as a wide player, so I don't really see him in the 4-2-3-1. Whereas I could see Szoboszlai or an Elliott, certainly see a McAllister and a Trent. I'd probably go with Jones as the answer. Do I like rancheros? They're okay. I prefer skips. A smile is the best form of charity and costs nothing to give. Yeah, I'm one of these people that can't fake a smile though. You know, some people can put on a smile. My whole face needs to be happy for me to smile, so I can't fake smiles. I think we loan out Jones next season. Ooh, don't know about that. Any updates on our manager list? Yes, a lot. So let me run you through the day. We've got a few minutes left in the second half. I'll run you through today. So basically, I woke up to the news that the talk between Amram and West Ham didn't go well, and it's very unlikely he'd take that job. Then we got the scoop of Liverpool swapping Nike for Adidas in 25-26, sorry. Then it really started to move. First, Paul Joyce put out, Jurgen Klopp said Liverpool striker Diogo Jota will be out for 2 weeks. Then James Pearce said Gary O'Neill is not under consideration for the job. That was followed up by David Lynch, who said, contrary to reports, Gary O'Neill has not been interviewed for the Liverpool job and isn't in the running to replace Jurgen Klopp. But then it really started to explode. Fabrizio Romano said Liverpool had direct contact with Arne Slot as a candidate for the job. One direct contact took place with Feyenoord and is understood one more is already scheduled. Then we seen Paul Joyce drop a Paul Joyce bomb and said Feyenoord coach Arne Slot is interesting Liverpool. That was backed up by Chris Bascom in the Telegraph, saying Arne Slot emerges as the leading contender to replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Andy Hunter of The Guardian said Liverpool had been sounding out potential new managers throughout intermediaries rather than direct interviews, but Slot is among the frontrunners for the position. Ruben Amorim and Roberto De Zerbi are also under consideration. Then Melissa Reddy said Arne Slot is at the forefront of Liverpool's search for Jurgen Klopp's replacement. Feyenoord are determined to keep him, but he ticks the key criteria for the Anfield position. The process is far from complete and Liverpool are still in talks with several candidates, but he is a strong contender. Sources say Ruben Amorim is of interest to West Ham, but he's no longer in the frame as things stand. Then we had David Lynch, said, as reported elsewhere, Arne Slot has emerged as a strong contender to replace Jurgen Klopp as Liverpool manager. Not a foregone conclusion, with Bayern Munich and Barcelona interested, but the Dutchman is said to tick a lot of boxes. Then James Pearce said, Feyenoord boss Arne Slot fits all criteria set during Liverpool's extensive search for a new manager. With his attacking brand of football and track record of developing young talent, he is a strong candidate, but not a done deal at this stage. Then, as the evening came on, we had Dominic King saying no direct contact has been made with Liverpool and Arne Slot. He is a leading candidate, but nothing else. That's very different to what a lot of other journalists have said. Marcel van der Kraan said, I would be surprised if Arne Slot is not the manager of Liverpool next season. And then just other bits and pieces as the evening has gone on. Chris Bascom again saying, breaking, Arne Slot is the clear frontrunner to replace... Well, the breaking, came from Anfield sector. Said Arne Slot is the clear frontrunner to replace Jurgen Klopp at Anfield. Liverpool will intensify their interest in the coming days. Feyenoord are prepared to fight for their coach. Liverpool will need to engage formal talks with the club and Rafaela Pimenta, who's Slot's agent, to conclude a recruitment process which has significantly advanced in the recent days. What else was there been this evening? Who's this one? Lewis Steele then said Liverpool will face a bill of about €10 million to do business with Feyenoord if they decide to step up their efforts in trying to hire Arne Slot. They also went on to say Arne Slot is likely to bring his right-hand man, Sipke Hulshoff, to his next club. And I think, yeah, that's where we're at. That's all the bits and pieces I've been able to figure out today. Chris Tatton Music said, dead right, Craig. Channel would never be the same without you. You always say you appreciate us, but I dare say we appreciate you and the work that you do just as much. Thank you, Chris. And that's why I can't wait for the live shows, mate. I've only done one live show so far, and that was in Dublin, and it was one of the most rewarding things ever, because after the show, I got to meet people, and I got to hear about why they watched the channel, and some of it was incredibly moving and incredibly humbling to hear. So that's why I'm so adamant to get out and about and do more shows. Belfast, 31st of May. Tickets are moving really fast for the Belfast show, which really has taken me by surprise. So if you want to come and see us, Ticketmaster, you can scan the QR code or you can use the link in the description. Belfast is May 31st. Dublin at the Academy is going to be June the 2nd. And again, to say we're doing the Academy is unbelievable. I can't wait. The good news, though, is we're coming to the UK in August. We've 2 shows booked in. We will be at the Richard Burton Theatre in Cardiff on August the 2nd. That's an all-ages event, so everybody can come along to that one. And we will be selling those tickets ourselves in and around May 20th. And we'll be at the Hot Water Comedy Club in Liverpool on August the 4th. Again, an all-ages event, and everybody is welcome to come along. Don't just think of them as coming to see a show. They're meet and greets, because that's what they're all about, is us spending time with you guys. The shows are largely built around audience participation, so I want you guys to come have fun. We're going to have a musical act with us for the Irish shows and most likely for the UK shows. Paddy Doyle Music is going to be coming with us. He's going to be singing all the songs in Belfast and Dublin, so we're going to rock out. We won't have our out, you know what I mean, because you wouldn't see it, but yeah, we're going to have great fun. I can't wait. And you'll get to meet my missus. I know people are always hearing Sabrina but never seeing her. Well, she'll be at the live shows. She was at the Dublin show, and you'll get to say hello to her as well. I'm so excited for the shows, guys. Honestly, I'm so excited about it. I'm also petrified, because standing on a stage scares the bejesus out of me, but I can't wait. Who's had more impact in the Premier League historically and currently? Argentines or Brazilians? Oh, that is a delicious question, my friend. Oh, God. My initial instincts are leaning to Brazilians. Yeah, I think I'll stick with Brazilians. But they've both made a great impact on the Premier League. Both countries have produced some unbelievable players. I think in the past I'd probably edge Argentina, Brazil. But moving forward, it looks like Argentina. With this group, with Enzo, with Alexis McAllister, it's looking pretty promising in that regard. But that's a really interesting question, mate. Thank you. We'll be waiting for your soulful podcast on your personal channel. I can't wait to get cracking with it at some point. Who's been your Premier League team of the season so far? I'd have to sit down and plan it out. I'm terrible at just doing these things off the cuff because I forget half the people I should be talking about. Right, we're almost ready to get on the way with the second half. Who's better peak form, Maka versus Dom? I think the fairest way I can answer that question is that Alexis McAllister has had more impact on games when he's on form. So I'm going to say Alexis McAllister. Would I have had Trossard at Liverpool? I don't know, but I say that with tremendous respect for Trossard. Probably is the answer, but I can see why Arsenal signed him. He's one of those players that does pop in with more than his fair share of goals, and seemed to score against us a lot as well, if I remember correctly. But I do rate Trossard, so I guess probably I would have. I will be doing a video, by the way, at about 10 o'clock where I go through all the day's news. So do keep an eye out for that. It'll be coming out at about 20 past, half past 10. So I'm going to record that after this watch along. Right, let me get the second half ready. Craig, greetings from the German fan club Red Towels. Nice, Thorsten. Welcome in, mate. Great to have you with us. Right, we're underway in the second half. Embarrassed to say, I've never been to Germany. We were supposed to go once, but my daughter got sick and we had to cancel the trip. This was many years ago. But yeah, I've never been to Germany. Would you believe that? Right, we are on the way in the second half, and obviously we want Chelsea to score and get something from this game. Bring that. Okay, you just get the barbecue working. Craig, love the channel. Also, if Liverpool win tomorrow, do they go top? No, we wouldn't, because Arsenal will have played. So if Arsenal win, then we'd have to win like 9-0 or something like that. But if we do win tomorrow, it means we're 4 points clear of Man City. And yes, they have 2 games in hand, but at least having the points on the board could put some more pressure on them. Do I want Arne Slot? I'm coming around to the idea. I'm certainly willing to get behind Arne Slot if Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes feel that he's the man for the job. I'm fully trusting of their opinion, so yeah. But again, I'm not going to profess to know all that much about Arne Slot. I'm trying to get up to speed. Did I ever come to beautiful Switzerland? No, not yet. Never been to Switzerland. Been to America, Canada, France, Italy, Turkey, obviously England, Spain, Portugal, Croatia. I think that's everywhere. What's your top 5 Klopp Liverpool signings? I wanted to say Firmino, but he wasn't signed by Klopp. Alisson 1, Van Dijk. No, Alisson 1, Salah 2, Van Dijk 3. I'm gonna throw in a cheeky McAllister 4 already. It's he's only just in the door. And Robbo, probably. Was Robbo signed by Klopp, or was he in beforehand? I can't remember. I think he was signed by Klopp though, right? So Robbo. Mane could be in there as well. Absolutely, Mane could be in there. We've been blessed with the signings from Klopp. Like, Mane absolutely could be in that list without any hesitation. You're forgetting South Africa. I've never been to South Africa, Andrew. I've never been, mate. Benfica or Sporting? Benfica for me. I've always had a sneaky liking for Benfica. Right, Arsenal on the attack here. Forcing Petrovic into another save. What's this one? So, Jason Berth in the Telegraph said Arne Slot is a friend of Liverpool's assistant manager Pep Lijnders. So, no doubt, Mr. Lijnders will have put in a good word. Nobody saying Genie. Again, there's so many great signings under Jurgen that anybody's list of 5 is probably going to be a pretty valid list. Wasn't Salah Edwards doing? Yes. Klopp wanted Julian Brandt. And I don't think it was just Edwards. I think it was Edwards and Hunter, if I'm not mistaken, who were pushing the idea. And look, they were right, weren't they? We were blessed to get Mohamed Salah. Would you accept the season under Jose if it meant we got Klopp back? No, I'd rather we had a season under Pep Lijnders if that was the scenario. You know, because I'd like to keep the philosophy the same. You know, bringing in a new coach for a year and having to change the way we play, doesn't sit well. My favourite dessert. Anything with apple. I like apple in a dessert, really. So, or cheesecake. Have I ever been to South Africa? I haven't. No, I haven't had the pleasure yet. My dog's going absolutely nuts in the kitchen. Don't know. He must want to get outside for something. I can hear him bark, or not barking, but crying. Is there truth to the Adidas rumours in 25-26? Arsenal probably should have been 2-0 up there. Havertz missed. Should have been 2-0 there. Is there... I think, yes, I would say there's truth to it. Sorry, mate, I was trying to remember the question because I was getting distracted. Yes, I would say there is truth to it. At least it hasn't been denied by anybody. What's my comfort film? Depends what mood I'm in. One of two. Either Jerry Maguire or A Bronx Tale. One of those two. Oh, and Mallrats. Mallrats would probably be another comfort film of mine. When Erik ten Hag won the league with Ajax, it was Arne Slot who won the award for Eredivisie Manager of the Season. I didn't know that. So even though Ten Hag won the league with Ajax, Slot got the Manager of the Year award. Two 0 Arsenal. Ben White with the goal. 2-0 Arsenal. Well, that's the end of that one then. Came from a corner. They worked the ball to the edge of the box. It's played to Rice. Rice hits it. It's blocked and it ricochets, falls straight to White, and he slots it home. When your luck's in, it's in. Petrovic is shite. He has to be the worst keeper I've seen in the Premier League. He's terrible. So bad. Do I see Robbo as a future manager of Liverpool? I have no idea. No idea. So 2-0 to Arsenal in this one. Got to give Arsenal their credit as well, by the way. You know, I know we're in a title race and we wanted to drop points and all, but give them the credit for a very good season. They've gone about their business well, and it's going to be it's so interesting these last few games. Like, is there advantages to playing first like this? Maybe. But I'm holding out hope for the North London derby for them to drop points. I'm holding out hope for Spurs to do us a favour this season with City as well. Mandy said, told the chat that Chelsea's missed chances will cost them, and it has. Rubbish team, but our Liverpool team will look back at the 8 draws and Palace loss, and that may cost us. It will. Our draws will cost us, but also some of the dodgy officiating will cost us, mate. Let's be honest about that as well. Getting robbed away at Spurs, getting 2 stonewall penalties not given against our title rivals at Anfield, and some of our own mistakes. Here's an interesting one from Jason Burt at The Telegraph. Slot believes that more defensive football, as opposed to by Mourinho, is as espoused by Mourinho, is not only more tiring but less stimulating for the players. He argues they cannot improve by primarily thinking about defending. I love that. I love the philosophy of attacking's less draining and better on the players' well-being. Good. The more I'm learning here, the more I'm liking about Arne Slot. Spurs aren't great either, Craig. I don't know about taking points off City. Well, they've got a history of upsetting City at Spurs gaff. Look, I have to hold out hope somewhere, right? Still believe there's every opportunity City go and win their remaining games. But, you know, that loss to Palace is what messed us up. More than anything, that loss to Palace, we could be sitting top of the league right now. You know, okay, we'd probably have gone behind tonight because of Arsenal winning, but that loss to Palace, we could have been on top of the league, and that's going to haunt me if that cost us. Let's hope we don't see an Ange Postecoglou 2.0 and we can't stop conceding. If you look, Alejandro, his Feyenoord team have the best defensive record in the Eredivisie. So he isn't just an all-out attack merchant. He is very good at finding that balance, but his record defensively is very good. Good ball by Odegaard. Havertz. 3-0. Oh, 3-0. What a ball through by Odegaard. And a good finish by Havertz. That was some ball. You see the ball played by Odegaard there? That was one hell of a defence splitting pass from Odegaard. Look at that ball. Look at that ball. What a ball that was. I mean, how is that not a foul on the Chelsea player, by the way? Looked like Chelsea player was absolutely dragged to the ground there before the goal, but well done, Arsenal. It looked like a foul by Gabriel to me as well, mate, but after that, it was just an incredible ball. The goal's been given, so it stands at 3-0. I agree with you all, by the way, on the foul on Madueke. I thought it was a foul, but look, it wasn't given. And after that, it's just a great ball by Odegaard and a good finish by Havertz. And the goal difference is just going up as well. Is there any point watching them now? I mean, I can end the stream if you wanted it, but you know, I don't like ending streams early for doing watch-alongs. We can just talk about Liverpool if you want, and we can forget about the game in the background. It's not looking good for us, Craig, said the Liverpool prophet. Look, once it went out of our own hands, you know, this is life, isn't it? Hoping for a helping hand is not a great way to need to go and win a league title or want to go and win a league title. Should have been in our own hands, and we messed up. This is why it sucks, you know. It's not in our hands. We need a favour, and when it's not in your own hands, this is the torture. Ben, I didn't touch on that subject, mate, because I don't have enough information on it, but I do know what you're speaking about, mate, yes. What do I think the first Adidas kit would look like in 25-26? No idea. No idea, but I love this one that was made by LFC DZN1. Absolutely love this mocked up kit, but look at it, it's amazing. I'd buy that in a heartbeat. Another quote here from Jason Burt of The Telegraph said, Slot certainly appears to fit the mould of a head coach whose priority is the training pitch which Liverpool want, rather than a manager in their new structure led by Michael Edwards and Director of Football Richard Hughes. It's looking very, very, very likely now that we're heading towards Arne Slot at this point, from what the journalists are saying. Don't worry, Craig, we'll beat Arsenal for you. As much as I hate Liverpool, I can't stand Arsenal fans. It's more City. You know, I feel like Arsenal have a potential to drop some points. It's City that I'm concerned about more than anything. Do you think Villa deserves top 4 above Spurs? Well, you get what you deserve at the end of the day. So whoever finishes there, I don't mean this to be a snidey answer, but you end up where you deserve to end up. Here, look at the state of that. Well, Jackson is a dope. The absolute state of that from Jackson. 3 yards out and he kicks it the wrong side of the post. My God. Gotta go between the keeper's legs there. State of it. How's life been treating you this week? Said Finley Ears Guitar. Excited for the post-Klopp era. New tactics, new players. Having a cracking week and you never walk alone. Thank you, mate. I'm alright, mate. Loads of stuff happening this week. Behind the scenes that's taken up a lot of my time. But yeah, I'm all good. Thank you for asking. Hope all's good with you. City will drop points at some point, said Corbin. I hope so, mate. I certainly hope so. Can you do a poll, Amram or Slot? Certainly. No problemo. 1 second. Cool. There you go. Vote away. Who do you want? Arne Slot or Ruben Amorim? I'm always getting ads for no reason. I don't understand where to go with that, John. You're always getting ads for no reason. I don't want to give you a smart aleck answer, mate, but they're how people get paid on an advertising driven platform. If ads are a problem, there is YouTube Premium, I believe, which is a way to get around ads. But they're the way content creators make money, and they're randomly done during watch-alongs. Like, we don't have a button here that we press to play an ad. That isn't the case. So, I don't know what else to say, mate. What did I make of the Forest statement? Do I agree? I agree that the standard of officiating hasn't been good enough. I agree that the PGMOL need to be held accountable for these horrendous decisions that we're seeing. But I don't agree with calling out individual referees' integrity without damn good proof. But overall, I do support the conversation around the officiating being terrible and too many dodgy decisions this year. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason is. And I don't really think it matters all that much. It just shouldn't be happening. And I'm getting sick of seeing referees be beyond reproach by some people, because the officiating this year has been absolute pony. It's 4-0 now. Havertz again. Mart said, been using a browser for years, no ads recommended for anyone. You do realise that, like, the ad stuff kind of gripes me a bit, because people who make content for a living need to find a way to make money, right? And without going behind a paywall, it's very difficult to make a living doing what we do. So to hear people openly saying, basically, I don't want you to make a living and I use ad blockers, it's really annoying, because it just drives people to make content behind paywalls, which I don't ever want to do. So if you like your content creators and financially you can't help them or don't want to help them via super chats or memberships, watching an ad for a few seconds is very helpful to a content creator, because it helps you make a living. And by people doing all that, they're just going to get people to go behind paywalls and put their content. And I hate it. I hate the idea of paywalls. I'm a big Liverpool fan. I'm watching the Arsenal game, and the shocking decisions by referees and VAR is a disgrace. VAR needs to go immediately. I'd scrap it in the morning, Tony, mate. I'm with you. I'd scrap VAR in the morning. You know you're finished when Havertz is scoring a brace against you. Like, Chelsea are just a joke. The inconsistency this season with them is pathetic. The goal difference is going to be mad. Oh, look, basically I think of the goal difference now with Arsenal like an extra point. That's the way I look at it. They've an extra point over us, because we ain't catching that goal difference. So we need Arsenal to drop points. You know, because we're not catching that. I missed your super chat, Corbin, did I? Sorry, bro. It's a shame Neville and co have no backbone. I don't disagree with you. I find it disgusting, some of the crap that they single out for attention. But yeah. So, as an example, right? When we were screwed over against Spurs, and Klopp didn't even ask for a replay, but he was asked what he would think would be the fairest option, he gave an answer. Everybody was mocking us. Neville, everybody was mocking us. Barcelona talk about looking for a replay against Real Madrid. I don't see the same energy being put out there. Look, I said this all along. I've a lot of time for Neville and Carragher as pundits when they're doing Monday Night Football stuff and they're focusing on football. I think they're very good at what they do. But to hear everybody laud Manchester City on Sky without the big elephant in the room being discussed, I find sickening, because they're supposed to care about football. And I find it disgusting that so many of these big outlets are doing us all a disservice in saying how great everything at City is. No, it's not. It's a bleeding disgrace. Havertz is better than Núñez. And? I don't know what the fuck you want me to say about that. Because Havertz has had half a decent season now. He's better than Núñez. Whatever you want. It's your own opinion. You're entitled to it. I'd love to see the league table with the refs not making mistakes. Well, it showed that we were hard done by, mate, in that regard, Paul. Also, can't see Arsenal dropping points. I can see them dropping points. I leave my phone running even when I'm not watching. Hope that helps. Great channel, said Carl. Thank you, mate. I think Michael Oliver needs to be investigated for the bad refereeing and helping City 5 times this year. It needs suspension. Look, as I said, I don't know Michael Oliver. I don't want to accuse Michael Oliver of anything. But what I will say is I don't think it's a great look when you've got Premier League officials jetting off to do these little side hustle jobs in leagues that are owners of Premier League clubs. I don't like it. I don't like the look. I don't like any of it. It pisses me off. It's 5-0 now. It's 5-0 now. My God. Ben White's... Oh, that's... Chelsea are... Stop, will you? Remember, Pochettino's either the highest or the second highest paid manager in the Premier League, folks. Him and Pep are 1 and 2. That's embarrassing for Chelsea. He's onside. He's been played onside. Was that a shot or a cross? Doesn't really matter. Oh, I think it was a shot because he was looking towards the corner. Wow. The amount and the... Where did all that money go that Chelsea spent? Because the players are an absolute disgrace. Look, not give Arsenal their credit, by the way. I'm just laughing at Chelsea because the state of them. But Arsenal, fair play to them. They've gone and done their job and done it very well. They deserve credit. You know, Arsenal have done their part. Fair play to them. But this Chelsea team, man, absolute tin pot embarrassment. Honestly, I think Spurs game is going to ruin our chances again. I just have a feeling. Look, I don't expect us to win the league, Kai. I'm just hoping for a miracle at this point. I don't have any expectation of it happening, so I'm not going to be hurt if it doesn't. The Palace weekend ruined it for me. You know, when we lost to Palace and Arsenal slipped up, that was the weekend where we could have made our move, but we didn't. So at this point, it's just going to have to be 5 games of hoping. Did so well against City. No favours for us, said Mantis. Look, you got to give Arsenal the credit here as well. You know. And I've said this all the way through the season. I've a lot of time for Arsenal fans, because they're a good club that have built in the right way. And if we lose a league title to them, as I've always promised, I'll be on here to congratulate them. It'll suck that we don't do it, but sporting wise, I'll be the first one to say well done to them, because, you know, that's what sport's about at the end of the day. And I say this again, I'd rather see Arsenal win the league than Man City. This is what 1 billion gets you, said Mark Faulkner. The need to stick to the American rounders. Hi sir, do you want Amarim or Arne as our next manager? Jeff, I love you. I think I've said this to you before, mate. I love your respectfulness, mate. You're very kind, thank you. Either or is the honest answer. You know, the more I've learned about Arne Slot, the more I'm excited by the possibility of it. I've always liked the idea of Ruben Amorim. But the reasons that I'm hearing Slot is the main candidate are very... what's the word I'm looking for? Encouraging, mate. But I don't. I'm playing catch up. There are people who know a lot more about Arne Slot than me. But what I've learned over the past 24 hours alone are certainly very encouraging. Imagine if divine justice, karma happens, Spurs beat both City and Arsenal, and then we win. Oh, I hope the footballing gods have a twist ready for us in our favour, because God, we could do with one. I feel like we've earned a twist, a late season twist in our favour over the years, from the 13-14 season to the times we've come second by a point. It'd be nice to have a little twist go in our favour. Can you do a watch along for Spurs Arsenal? When are they on? Sunday, is it? I think that's on my list. Bear with me. No, not on Sunday. Let's have a look. When is it? I think, is it Sunday they play? Yeah, I can't. That's why it's not on my list. I can't do it at 2 o'clock on Sunday. I have stuff with the family, but I will be on a 8:30 on Sunday night. So yeah, sorry, I just need to double check if that was on my schedule, but it isn't. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do that on Sunday. We will be doing, obviously, our game tomorrow, and we'll do Brighton against Manchester City on Thursday. Do I think Liverpool will win the Premier League? No, I don't. I couldn't sit here with a clear conscience and tell you I feel like we will win the Premier League now. I think it's going to take help. Well, I know it's going to take help, but no, I don't think we will. I feel like, unfortunately, the season has petered away into another almost, and it sucks. I said all the way through the season, if you don't win one of the two big ones this year, it's going to feel like an anticlimax. And a League Cup is better than nothing, but other than that, it'll be an anticlimax to Klopp's last year. Agree, we won't win the league. The Palace game was the turning point. That's when I really lost, I won't say hope, but that's when I really thought that was our chance. That was our chance. Goal scorers: 2 from Ben White, 1 from Leandro Trossard, and 2 from Kai Havertz. They were the goal scorers. Alexander, I'm trying to find your comment to read, but I can't see anything. Where was it? Scrolling. I can't see anything, Alexander, other than the read my comment, pal. Comment. So if I missed it, sorry. Who's Arne Slot? He's the manager of Feyenoord. He's 45 years of age. He has just led Feyenoord to a league title last year and to the Dutch Cup last weekend. He plays with a 4-2-3-1 system. That's pretty much a little snapshot of who he is. Can you stay until 10:30? I can't, Max, because I've got to do a video. As soon as this game's over, I'm going to do a news video around the manager situation and get that out as soon as I can. And then I want to spend an hour with the missus before she goes to bed. I really wish we could be free scoring like Arsenal. I miss them days. A what formation? A 4-2-3-1 is the formation that Arne Slot favours. He can play in a 4-3-3, but the 4-2-3-1 is his favoured and most used system. Yeah, Alexander, you didn't have any more comments, mate. Mark just told me a shortcut to find it there. You didn't put anything else in. So I guess I did what you asked then. Thank you. I didn't hear the one. I thought you just said 4-2-3. It did make sense. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Our new manager better put Nunez on loan. I can't be arsed anymore with him. Yeah, I don't know what to expect of the new manager with Darwin, but I can't defend. I can't defend anyone that's not happy with him. To be fair, it's been underwhelming. Any updates on Slot? Lots, yes. Lots. And I'm going to record the video, as I said, at 10 and get it out. But basically, at this point, it's looking very, 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 very much like Slot will be inching towards the job. I don't want to say will be that next manager because we've been here with Amarim. So it looks like all the media talk from the Liverpool-based journalists or the ones on the beat around Liverpool, that they've all today in unison gone in the direction of Arne Slot. Any updates on Jota? 2 weeks, Mark, 2 weeks. Jurgen said this earlier on about Jota in his press conference today. He said, I can't really say a lot about it, to be honest. He felt a little bit in the hip, but he was fine. Then he started the last game and was okay with the finish. It's a small one, but we're late in the season. Obviously, it's not a great moment for any injury. It's 2 weeks, pretty much nothing, but enough to be unavailable. Mutz, how are you, mate? Said Mutz, say what you see. Craig, how are you? One good news out of today. I know I'm not alone. We're going back to Adidas. Buy Nike. I won't miss them. Oh, mate. Brilliant news today on that. I'm incredibly happy. So I said this earlier on. I'm going to say it again. Don't tell me I don't have an impact on Liverpool Football Club. In one day, they've gone for a Craig Houlden lookalike manager and gone to my favourite clothing brand, Adidas. So know what I mean? In one day, and my favourite formation of 4-2-3-1. All in one day. And people say I don't have sway around Liverpool. Come on now. Clearly Michael Edwards is a big fan and watches the channel. And Michael, you're welcome. We like your work as well, sir. The goal difference as well. Look, forget about it. Look at it as another point at this point with the goal difference. That's the best way to do it. Is just look at it as Arsenal have an extra point. It was like Gakpo a couple of games ago. He probably has poor confidence. To be fair, though, Gakpo hasn't missed the amount of chances Darwin has this year. And I like Darwin. And I've said this all the way through. If you can put it all together, even for a season or two, you've got one hell of a player there. But I don't know that we're going to see that. I hope we do. Honestly, Anfield Agenda kits will be better than that LeBron crap, said Seifedin. Well, speaking of that, I only said to Connor earlier on that I want us to start working towards some merchandise now. I want some Anfield Agenda FC stuff and some other stuff. But I'm going to try my best to start looking into some merchandise for later part of the year because I feel like we're grown enough as a channel that we can maybe justify it at this point. How do you feel about Arsenal picking up all this goal difference? Are you worried? Yeah, of course, Jeff. You know, it's they've just hit the post as well and had another block. Could have been 6. Oh, the flag's up. Yeah, of course I'm worried. You know, it's basically an extra point for Arsenal. How long do you think Jota will stay at Liverpool for? It's a good question. The only thing I think that would go against them is the injuries. Because, you know, I think we all rate Jota as a player. But if he's missing and you can't get a consistent run, it's frustrating. We need Newlon merch. Yeah, don't worry. We got you. We got you. That'll be definitely. So I look at it like this, right? If we do merch, there'll be 2 different ranges of merch. Anfield Agenda FC, which will be like our logo on a jersey, a hoodie, a polo shirt, a cap, a mug, something like that. And then there will be, and I don't know what to call this, so let's just call it the lesser quality catchphrase shirts. So shenanigans, Newlon, no party, that type of stuff. You know, stuff that'll be cheaper to sell, to buy, but won't be of the same high quality that I'd want the hoodies or jerseys and stuff to be. So we can make it more affordable, if you get me. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Thoughts on Chelsea? I'm a United fan, they're crap. Well, I'm with you on that, mate. I think we share the same opinion there. Siav, I think we share the same opinion. I'm confused with the injuries we suffer. Is it just our players are injury prone or is it style of play? I think it could be a little bit of both. You know, the style of play that we utilise is very demanding on the players. The sessions that we do, particularly in pre-season, are very demanding on the players. So it's probably a touch of both, in all honesty. Javier is in from Michigan. How are we? Javier Yang, welcome in, my friend. I'm just hoping Ruben Avram doesn't end up at United. Do you know, I never even thought about that. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I don't know where he ends up, actually, Ruben Amorim, if he doesn't come to Liverpool. But we knew Barcelona were interested, but they couldn't afford the release clause. So, yeah. And don't forget, Bayern are still looking for a new coach as well. So how much did Amorim want? I can only say, Dermot, that this was a report from Pedro Sepulveda, and I've not seen this number anywhere else. But he did say that Amorim wanted a £10 million per season net, so after tax, salary, and the signing on fee, which probably equates to about £350,000 a week before tax, maybe a little bit higher. So yeah, that was mentioned only in one place though, so I don't know if that's true or not. Jota is the most natural finisher of the club. I agree, but he's had a couple of like niggly little injury problems. If you could pick any manager, who would it be? Alonso. Alonso. For me, Alonso and Amorim were the top two contenders. I'm learning more about Arne Slot and starting to interesting. Sorry, Mark sent me a message. I like the look of Arne Slot, and I can understand why he's so highly thought of based off the similarities of play style and stuff. But I'm new to the Slot party, if you want to say. Mo, thank you, buddy. Same to you and your family, sir. Do I still believe we can win the league? Not really. Not really. I can't say with any belief, mate. Let's be honest. We're reliant on two teams basically dropping points now. Until it's mathematically impossible, you always have to have a little bit of hope, but, you know, it's not looking good, is it? Should Darwin start against Everton? No. I don't think so, Imran. I'd go... If you wanted to mix it up, you could go Salah centre, Diaz right, Gakpo left. Or if you wanted to go a bit more normal, you could go Salah right, Diaz left, Gakpo centre. But that would be the three that I would expect to see play. But you never know. Maybe he does give Darwin the nod. I mean, I made my preview before Jota was ruled out, so my team's already out the window. Time to start the Salah down the middle with Jota out. I've been an advocate for giving Salah a try down the middle for ages. What is the Jota injury? Hip. We're almost at 88 minutes in this game, by the way. So just a reminder that when this one's over, I'm going to be putting out a news video quickly, so do keep an eye out for it, where I'll break down all the latest in the Liverpool manager search. What is really worrying is that we have had the best manager for the last 8 years, but we've only got one Prem. I know, Paul. I said so far through, Paul, that my big fear was always that we look back on Jurgen Klopp's time and we think of what we could have done and what we left on the table. And whilst I think Paul will both agree that Jurgen's been brilliant, I can't lie, mate. It feels like there's been some trophies left on the table that we had a few more. I definitely feel like we should have had another European Cup and another league title perhaps as well. So I don't disagree, and it's hard to say that because Jurgen's done such an amazing job and restored belief and put the club back where we all want it to be, which is challenging for trophies every year. But at times you think, was there enough of a ruthless or selfish streak? Or, it's a difficult one. Because in one sense you're tremendously proud, but if you're being really ruthless about it, there probably was a couple of things that we could have done differently. But look, it's easy to look back on these things, I guess. It's the owner's fault, Craig, for not backing him enough. Oh, mate, I'm with you 100%. You know my phrase. I've said it over the years. Where's the money, John? Where's the money? Because you are absolutely spot on. We have not been given the backing from the owners enough, in my opinion. That I agree with. We bottle the Prem. Well, you can fuck off. Anybody who comes in using the term bottled about we, bye-bye. We overachieved this year. We've messed up and we've took it out of our own hands and it sucks. But I don't want to use the term bottler around our team, our players. So, no, sorry. Would you agree the best thing Klopp has done to the club is give us Trent? But he didn't give us Trent. Trent was there. I mean, he's helped turn Trent into a fantastic player. I would say the best things Klopp has done has been give us Alisson and Verge and Salah, because they've really transformed us. Yeah. I don't like this negativity of our own fans saying we bottled the league. It's just stupid, childish behaviour. We messed up, yeah. We should have beaten Palace, but that was a harsh ban. Okay, I do listen to you, so I will unban our friend. There you go, unhidden Hugo. I'm all about democracy. If you feel that was harsh, I understand it. Maybe Hugo was just venting. So, Hugo, sorry, sir. Happy to listen to the community. And I just don't like that term, mate. But again, you're probably just venting, so I need to appreciate that. Brian, how are you, sir? Sorry, Brian, thank you for the super chat, mate. You said 5-0, ouch. Yeah, thank you, Brian. It's, ouch indeed. 7 minutes added on here at the end. So, look, I'm always happy. If you think I've been harsh on somebody in the chat, let me know. You know, I'm not too big to hold my hands up or to listen to what you guys say. You're very quick on the F off. Yeah, I'm blunt though, Paul. That's just who I am, mate. I'm not saying I always get it right. But I get tired of negativity, mate. And I get it. Like, mate, I'm not right. I don't judge everything correctly. But I just I can't be arsed with the negativity all the time. And some people have come in with it and I've just been over the top. But I appreciate and take your points on board. What have we got? Oh, Nathan Ingram's gone. Don't worry about him. He's gone. Great channel, Craig. 9 months and no structure. Now conceded most goals in our history. Most disgusting performance I've watched. Refunds the fans. Potch out. I don't blame you, bro. Honestly, like, it's beyond a joke what you've had to endure here as a Chelsea fan. A London derby and capitulate into a 5-0 loss. I get where you're coming from, and you've every right to be annoyed about it. You've every right to say what you said about the fans getting a refund and on Poch. I can't push back against you, mate. It's a valid point. Donald, you're a super. Honestly, is best, but I love Klopp. Thank you, mate. What's your starting 11 if Slot was a new manager? I think I had a bash at this earlier on. And Brian, again, thank you, mate, for your super chat. Sorry, I was kind of distracted on something else at the time I came in, but thank you again, mate. My 11 would be Alisson, Bradley, Robbo, Van Dijk, Canade, McAllister and Trent in the 2. Probably Szoboszlai behind the attackers, Salah right if he's still at the club, left Diaz or Gakpo, and central Jota or Darwin. I'd probably start with Jota though. We went from not even qualifying for the Champions League and having to change a lot of our squad to this. If this isn't somewhat a success, what is? Oh, dude, is it Minity? You're like, Klopp has turned this club around no end. And for that, as I've always said, I've had some of, if not the best years of my life supporting Liverpool under Jurgen. And my admiration and the esteem in which I hold that man are on another level. I haven't agreed with him on everything all the time, but more so than not, it has been nothing but a pleasure and a privilege to have that man leading our football club. It's been amazing. Amazing. You know, we're just being hypercritical here, talking about what may have been and stuff, but ultimately, as you said, it's been phenomenal. Breaking here, Liverpool have pinpointed Arne Slot as the man they want to replace Klopp. So, I will be recording that video in 1 minute's time, 1.5 minutes time. Let's end the poll. 66% of you guys said you wanted Amorim over Slot, but it looks like we're going to be getting Slot. What are your 3 dream signings if John had spent? I would have loved Barella. I would have loved Ugarte. Bellingham. Thank you. It's Soupy X. Mark, thank you for your really kind super chat, Mark. Craig, what's your view on FSG owning so many investments, i.e. Red Sox, hockey team, basketball, etc.? Red Sox baseball team are in turmoil with FSG, are under more financial strain. Is this a cause for concern? Yes. Look, mate, I've been soft on FSG on certain things. Like, I love Michael Edwards being back, and I think they've got a lot of appointments right. But I never, ever, ever will say anything other than they haven't ponied up enough dough for the managers. So, yeah, they're good owners, but they're not perfect owners, and they absolutely can be better owners. And so, yes, I don't disagree on that. Craig, do you think Slot coming in will help Cody and Ryan to thrive more with them being Dutch? Maybe. It certainly won't do any harm, Danny. If Arne Slot comes in, would you like... I don't know who Santiago Jimenez is. Almost 50 goals over 2 seasons. I don't know who he is, Jonathan. Sorry, mate. I'm embarrassing myself here, but I don't know who he is. Right, we've now had the 7 minutes, and it's over. Arsenal have beaten Chelsea resoundingly by 5-0. An embarrassment for Pochettino, and I'm sure Chelsea fans will have a lot to say about that defeat. Congratulations to Arsenal. That goal difference now is basically an extra point for them, so we're gonna have to figure it out and hope for favours. But look, I'm gonna go record this news video around the Paul Joyce news and a few other things. It's gonna be out in the next 20 minutes or so, so do keep an eye out from the channel. If not, I will see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock for the watch along of the Everton game. Thank you to everyone that joined me tonight. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do before you head off. Danny said, also love the vids, mate. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Danny. That's very kind of you. Appreciate your support. Danny Bestwick, thank you, mate. Right, look, much love, my friends. I'll catch you in tomorrow, but keep an eye out for that video in a few minutes. And yeah, drop a like before you head off if you could. And I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.